What's going on? Big Shot here from BigShotLoops.com. Now, I have a quick announcement to do to you right now. All right. So, I've designed a brand new loops pack, and it's called the Brass Loops Pack, as you can see over here. And what's included in the Brass Loops Pack is over 80 loops of saxophone sounds, brass, trumpet, trombone, and etc. Those are sounds that I personally, those are some of the instruments that I personally played. And to be honest with you, is one of some of my favorite sounds are the brass sounds. And I thought, why not design a loops pack that will help others get inspired to make hot beats with these kind of sounds and eliminate beat block and increase the quality of others' beats. So I've made that for you right now. Okay, so what you get in the Brass Loops pack is over 80 loops, like I just mentioned before. You get the tempo, the root key note, so you can know in which key those loops were played. You get quality wave file for each individual loop that you will find in the Brass Loops pack, and you get the MIDI file. And what's very powerful about getting the MIDI file for each loops is that you can go in, see how I played all these instruments, because I do know how they're supposed to sound like. You can go in, see how I played these instruments, and you can also replace the sound that I actually used. So if you load that in your beat making software, whatever you're using, it could be Fruity Loop, FL Studio, Machine, Reason, Logic Pro, Studio One, whatever you're using, you can just load that in there. Look how I played the instruments, and you can use your own. You can use your own instrument, replace it, and customize it. So that's what makes it very powerful with my loops pack. If you haven't checked none of them right now, you can go to BigShotLoops.com and check some of the other ones. But that's what's very powerful with my loops pack, is that you can go in and fully customize, go in so that you can actually learn how I play these instruments. Kind of a little bit of a shortcut for you, and you can actually see. But not only that, you can replace the sound, and this is what's going to give you inspiration pretty much, because you can go in and you can do your work without actually using exactly what I use, even though you can, because it's royalty free. But it gives you a little bit of leverage and creativity right there. All right, so I'm not going to be doing too much talking. Let's go ahead. I'm going to do a demo of some of the loops that are included in the pack, and then I'm going to do a beat making session to show you how I can come up with a beat very easily with one of the loops in the pack. So let's just go ahead and dive right into it. All right, let's go. All right, so some those are some of the loops. So right now we're gonna jump into a beat making session where I'm gonna show you how fast you can come up with a banger with one of the Brass Loops pack. All right, so let's do it. All right, so just to save a little bit of time, I opened up Machine and made my drum selection already. So just so it doesn't take too much time for you to kind of see how I choose and load my drum, etc. Just want to show you how quick and easy. You can make a beat with one of the loops. So I chose this loop over here. So I'm gonna be making a beat with that, and then you know, just gonna kind of play with it and see what I can come up with. You know what I mean? So of course, I've added a bonus in the loops pack. In the brass loops pack, it's gonna be for you to check it out. But yeah, yeah. So let's just go ahead, and I'm gonna play around with this loop, see what I can come up with. All right. Whoops. Start this again. All right, so those are good. So you see, when you're listening to the loop, and as I'm arranging all the MIDI notes that I played for the drum pattern, as you can notice over here, they're not right on the grid. So it's for you to play with it and make sure it sounds exactly as you want, because when you're laying down your drums, you don't want it to sound robotic. So it's very important that you go back in, and you really like play with the positioning of the MIDI notes, so it sounds and drops right, and everything is in harmony with your loop. All right. So let me just add a couple as here. Let's see. Right, cymbals was a little too early. All right. All right, I think that was a little too early, but let's move it. Let's see how that sounds like. Maybe even a little too early still. Let's put it here and see. All right. So now that I've laid down the drums, I'm just gonna play around with the bass line now, and the beat is pretty much the bass
and the structure of the beat is pretty much done. You know what I mean? It didn't take that much time for me to come up with something that's pretty hot, right? So now we're gonna play around with the bass line. Let's see. Let's see. All right, so that's pretty much it, man. So the bass line's right. It matches with the loop, and everything sounds pretty dope. So I mean, it's not fully completed. You still gotta kind of mix everything and make sure everything is in a good place. But I just pop the loop in, the loop that I've played to you earlier, and I laid on my drums, and there you go. You have a beat right there. So this is what you get with the Brass Loops pack. Of course, just as a reminder, you do get the tempo. Okay, you can even play with tempo if you want. I believe that loop was a little slower, so I sped it up. You can easily use time stretch in the beat software that you're using. So you get the tempo, you get the MIDI notes, you get the root key note, so you can know in which key to play your loops, and of course you get the quality wave file for every single loop. So there it is. This was a little beat making session to show you how fast you can come up with a beat that's pretty hot after you made your drum selection, and this is what you get with the Brass Loops pack.
All right, so this is it. This is the Brass Loops pack. Get it right now. Get over 80 loops, get the tempo, quality wave file, MIDI file, root keynote, everything you need to get inspired, make hot beats again, and eliminate beat block. All right, so look at the link underneath this page, the button, the link, wherever it is, click on it, get the Brass Loops pack, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, Big Shot here, signing out. Peace out.